go.
Halifax, Nova Scotia, the full cost of living, transportation, and food. This is an update for 2020.
Here comes the money.
This was one of my most popular videos. I think it got between 30 to 40,000 views, maybe even approaching 50,000 views right now. People all over the world wanted to know about the food prices, the cost of living in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and I made the video and it was a success. So I'm making an updated video for 2020. If you want to move to Halifax, I am the source for you. Be sure to subscribe and smash the notification bell, and don't just listen to my words and skim over them. The red button is just down there, so hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, because we're gonna get into the full cost of living for Halifax, Nova Scotia. This is Everything Revealed. Let me spit the number out. The cheapest I think you can rent without hating your life completely is $1,500. I don't think people understand. You can go to some places and live super cheaply. Like you can go to New York. You can live in New York for 2,000 Canadian dollars a month if you really wanted to. I mean, your life would be absolutely horrible, but you could do it if you wanted to live in a crack house. So I'm gonna tell you about how I think, you could start. $1,500 I think you can do, because let me tell you why. If you get a roommate, you can probably find rent costs that are about $600 each a month, okay? $600 each for two people if you look really hard and you go at the right time and you search for like a week, because the vacancy rate is pretty bad. So you can probably find that. So you're spending $600, your heating costs, your bills, they're probably gonna come out to about $800, $850. And then between the $850 bracket to the $1,500 bracket, transportation, food, mishaps, all that stuff, but you're not going to be able to do anything else. $1,500 is going to kind of suck. It's going to kind of suck, in my opinion. I think for a single person, you could pull it off though. I do think that it's going to come out to around $2,200, $2,400, around this range for somebody who is living a good life. Buying good groceries, mid-range groceries, living in an okay place, we're talking about $1,200 a month. Your heating and utilities is gonna come out like another $80 or something like that. You have your internet bill, don't forget that, we're looking at $1,400. You might have a phone bill, we're looking at some more money on top of that. And then we're looking at the food, is gonna be like $500 a month. If you're eating outside, it's gonna be another couple $100 getting coffee. So it's like $2,200. So I'd say you could live in Halifax as a single person between $1,500 to $2,400, maybe $2,500, within that bracket. You could go lower if you really pushed it, and you could go higher if you just drink outside. Go for a couple drinks at the pub. Pretty expensive, like $6 to $8 a drink, maybe $5 a drink. Maybe $4 depending where you go, but like that's gonna add up really fast. So that's how I think you can live for a single person. Let's go over complete costs and the breakdown. A meal at an inexpensive restaurant is probably going to run you around $15, within that ballpark range. Generally, you're not going to find things that are very cheap in Halifax when it comes to eating food outside. And surprisingly, in the North End, being gentrified and quite like hipster and modern, it's going to be very expensive buying food in the North End. If you want cheaper food, I would do fast food, or I would go around like Barrington Street to places like Maxwell's Plum, or go on to Quinpool and try Wasabi House. I have a video on Wasabi House down below, and I'm going to be linking some cheap places you can eat at if you're looking to save on some money but still eat out with friends. A meal for two people at a mid-range restaurant, the online costs say around $70, but having lived in Halifax for 5 years, you don't need to spend $35 per person eating out at a restaurant. I would say it's probably going to be in the ballpark of 20 plus tax. So if you're taking a meal for a single person at $15, then a meal for like two people at a slightly nicer restaurant is probably going to be around 20, because your dish is probably going to be around 15 to 18 per person. Maybe you get a starter that might drive the cost up a little bit of your meal. Maybe looking at $50, right? Like $50, 40 to $50. But yeah, like a nice restaurant, like if you're gonna go by the waterfront, like like, yeah, I'd say $70 for a higher end restaurant. You're eating a meal at McDonald's, how much is that gonna cost? You know, around 10 bucks. It's gonna cost anywhere between $7 to $8 plus tax for a combo, maybe $5, $6. It's gonna be $10 and below. Beer is generally gonna be slightly above $5. I found when you're going outside and you're drinking a beer of some sort, it's going to be slightly around $5. It's going to hover between $5.25 and maybe $6.50. So that's your range for just having a nice, you know, local beer. Generally, a regular coffee is going to cost you anywhere from $2 to $3 if you're going to have a coffee outside. If you go to Tim Hortons and have a small coffee, you can have a coffee between $1.75, $1.80, maybe $2. So that's for regular coffees. Cappuccinos, premium coffees, espressos, we're looking at around $3.50 to $4. The list price over here is $3.91. So yeah, I'd say around $4. Starbucks could be more expensive. Some places can be, you know, quite expensive. The best prices I've actually seen and some of the best coffee and the best environment is actually the Tear Shop. And their eco-friendly cafe. A friend of mine runs it as well. I've hosted an event there. I really think it's a good place. So check out the Tear Shop. They have some really good coffees in the North End, some of the best priced coffees in the North End, and they don't contribute to any environmental waste, which is really cool. So if you want to go to the grocery store and you want to buy food, what are the costs of the regular food? So if you want to go and buy milk, the list price online is around $2.59 for milk. Yeah, I'd say it's around that price, but it can also be more expensive depending on where you go. I've seen milk up to $3, so, and this is for 1 liter of milk, so I would just check. It says a loaf of fresh white bread is $3. So it can be $3, but it can also be more expensive than that or cheaper. I say look for the deals at the Atlantic Superstores or the Sobeys. Atlantic Superstore generally is cheaper from my experience. Get maybe like 2 bags of bagels, like big bags, you're looking at, I don't know, like 16 bagels, and this is gonna be like less than $5. So it really depends, it's around that range. I'm gonna list some more things off. Local cheese, you're gonna look between $6 and $12. Chicken breasts for 1 kilogram, you're looking at about $13. But if you want to go cheaper, go to Costco. Food cost for me as a single guy was between $350 to around $500 for food, and that was because I like to eat, you know, some decent foods. Some people I've seen their grocery bills going up to $600, $700, $800 because, like I mentioned, if you just go to the Atlantic Superstore, there's a lot of things that come to Halifax come a long way, and they're just like weirdly inflated. So cost for a 4-person family, it says online here, is around $4,055 without rent. I think for a 4-person family, $70K a year would be quite tight. And yeah, that wouldn't be with doing too many things at all. So I'd say you need to be making a decent salary. Like, you don't want to move here on a single parent income on minimum wage and try to support a 4-person family in the middle of the winter time. That's all I'm gonna say. When you're looking at taxi rides, you know, I have this from my memory as well, so I'm gonna look here and tell you how accurate it is. A one-way ticket for local transport, like going across the ferry, or let's throw in some other things, you know, grabbing a bus, something like that is gonna be in the range of $2 to $2.50, maybe $3. So the bus isn't gonna cost, you know, $3, but depending on the time of season, what you're going for, you know, a one-way ticket for anything is gonna be, you know, a couple bucks, maybe $3. So looking at your taxi rides, you can say anywhere from $5 to $12 on average. If you're just going literally down the road, $4, because, you know, the taxis start at a base fare. So I'd say $20 and under for around Halifax and the peninsula for a one-way trip, okay? If you are going across the bridge to Dartmouth or going to Costco by taxi, it might run you a little bit over $20, maybe $25, maybe $30 with a tip. So you should be a little bit careful about taking the taxi from Halifax to Dartmouth. So rent per month. You want to rent an apartment in Halifax. I hope this video was a complete breakdown. If I could have made this video better, let me know, but I'm going to end the video here. I hope it was helpful. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell, and thank you so much for watching. My name's Najad, and take care.